Alright guys, hello. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Emily and I post a ton of bookish content on here. If you are not new here, hello. Welcome back. Happy to have you. Definitely a smudge on my glasses. Before we get into the actual contents of this video, I wanted to kind of do a little self-promotion of my Etsy shop. So if you guys are not aware, I have started a Etsy shop called Lost in the Plot Books, and I'm selling a bunch of bookish accessories over there. So I just kind of wanted to show you a few examples in case you are interested. I have started selling blind date with a book, so I have quite a few. There's like probably another 10 up there, but I do write whether it is in brand new condition or great condition. I'm not going to be giving anyone books that are in poor condition just because I feel like that wouldn't be too fair, but they are still technically all used. And then I'm also going to be giving you the genre and 3 to 4 hints as to what the book is about. That's all you would get, as well as a tea bag of your choice in your flavor, whatever you decide. And yeah, I'm really excited about those. And then I also have a bunch of bookmarks that I've been doing. So I'm just going to show a few of the like digital ones as well as a few of my watercolor ones. But for example, this is something that I did draw myself, and I laminated it and added the tassel and the beads and everything by myself. I also have my little logo on the back, so that's just a little example of one that I could draw for you. And then I have a bunch of different digital ones. So for example, I have one here that represents November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This one represents Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Again, another Colleen Hoover. I have It Ends With Us, and this one has actually been really popular with people. And then I just have a few like fun ones too that aren't necessarily book themed. So these ones here have like little flowers on them. This one says, if you see like a book in my hand, it means that your mouth should be closed or something like that. And then little coffee states. Obviously, I had to add these in because I'm just so excited and I really want you guys to go check it out if you have been in the market for a blind date with a book or a new bookmark. Obviously no pressure, but that is a little side project I've been working on, and I've been absolutely loving my time working on it. If you would be so kind to go check out my Etsy, you know, please do. So for today's video, I decided that I wanted to show you guys a massive collective book haul that I have. The majority of these I actually did get in one day, but there have been a few over the last few months, I guess, that I haven't really shown on here. So I'm really excited to go through all of these books with you. We have a variety of, you know, romance, thriller, YA, non-fiction. We have everything in this haul, so I am so excited. I feel like I should probably section this off, so I'm going to start with non-fiction just because it's probably the least amount that I have, and then we will head on into probably adult fiction and then young adult fiction. Alright guys, like I said, I did not get very many non-fiction, but both of them do have to do with racism and social justice and things in that realm, because I did actually share a book recently. So recently, if you did not hear, I read What White People Can Do Next by Emma DeBerry, and I just like really love that book. So I wanted to pick up 2 more. One of these was on sale at Indigo, and the other one I actually found at a used bookstore. So first one being The Fire This Time, A New Generation Speaks About Race by Jesmyn Ward. This one here has been on my radar for probably over a month or 2 now, and it ended up being on sale for like $2 at my work. So I was very pumped to pick this one up. I did in fact see it while I was doing inventory, so that helped. But if you are not aware of what this one is, it's basically a groundbreaking anthology on race in America, bringing together the most important voices of a new generation. There are a ton of short essays in here that I feel like are going to be really beneficial for me to learn more about racism in America. I'm from Canada, if you were not aware. I feel like a lot of racism that happens in the United States is very similar here in Canada, unfortunately. So yeah, it's not too long. Very excited to read this one. And the next one is also regarding race, and I picked this one up at a used bookstore. I got it for $13.50. This is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo Lodge. And you can't even really see, I really love this cover because it says 2 white people in like engraved? I don't even know. But once again, it says on the back here that this book has transformed the conversation both in Britain and around the world, exploring everything from eradicated Black history to the political purpose of white dominance, from whitewashed feminism to the inextricable link between class and race. Edo Lodge offers a timely and essential new framework for how to see, acknowledge, and counter racism. I am once again very excited about these. I do tend to spread out my nonfiction because otherwise I will probably get in a little bit of a reading slump, unfortunately, but these were on my radar for a really long time, so I'm excited. Alright, next up we have quite a bit of adult fiction here. I'm gonna start with the two general fiction books that I got because they are both from the same author, and I am guilty of not really researching who the authors are of books. I will fully admit that. I think that it's a very common thing. People tend to buy books solely because people say they like the book, and I just really want to start supporting authors of different race, specifically female authors of different race, as well as people from the LGBTQ community, because I honestly don't think I do as much as I would like. So I purchased two books by Brit Bennett. Fun little story behind The Vanishing Half here. I actually already purchased this book last summer, but I had it in a hardcover, so I decided I wanted to get it in a paperback instead. Very excited to be reading this soon. I really hope I end up reading this in April, but we'll see. I think that it would be a really great book to read in April. But if you are not aware of what this book is about, it is basically about two Black sisters who basically live completely different lives. They can pass for white women, so the one actually lives in a predominantly white neighborhood with her white husband and kids, and the other lives in their original Black neighborhood with her Black husband, Black kids, all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure it's basically the story of their daughters kind of coming together. On the back, it basically does say that The Vanishing Half is at once a riveting family story and a brilliant exploration of the American history of passing. Looking well beyond issues of race, it considers the lasting influence of the past as it shapes a person's decisions, desires, and expectations. So this one I'm really excited about, but I also did decide to pick up Brit Bennett's debut novel, which is The Mothers. This might be one of my favorite covers ever. It's gorgeous, honestly. But this one also really intrigued me. I definitely don't have time to read every single book's whole synopsis, but just to kind of cut it short and give you guys a little bit of an explanation on what this book is about. So we basically follow this girl in high school named Nadia, and she is a rebellious 17-year-old beauty. So she is mourning her mother's recent death, and she takes up with the local pastor's 21-year-old son Luke. So they're young, it's not serious, but the secret that results from this teen romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. So it says that it's an urgent and provocative debut from an important new voice. The Mothers is a book about community and ambition, love and friendship, and living up to expectation in a contemporary Black America. So I just have a lot of respect for Brit Bennett. I know that she is very, very well known, and I cannot wait to give my honest thoughts on these books, and regardless, keep supporting her throughout her journey of writing. And the next two books that I have here are more so thrillers. So one of these was on my list of 12 books that 12 friends recommended me, and my friend, I don't even know if I want to, in my mind, she's my friend. Her name is Haley. I'll post her Instagram here. She is also a YouTuber, but she is the one who recommended me Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier, and I'm really excited about this one. I know that she is a very, very good judge of character, especially when it comes to thriller books. From what I am gathering, it's basically about a girl who disappeared, dies, and then one of her friends turns into a detective, and the other friend ended up dating a serial killer, going to jail, gets released, and now there are murders happening again. Something like that. But either way, I'm really intrigued by this book. Sorry that was such a confusing explanation, because I honestly didn't even know. I just knew I had to pick this up. And the last adult thriller that I have is The Push by Ashley Audrain. If you are not aware of what this book is about, it is definitely going to, I think, kind of rub me the wrong way, but I'm still really excited to read it. I plan on buddy reading this with my friend Dallas. This book basically follows a woman who has a daughter, and she notices from the very beginning she doesn't really have a connection with her daughter. She's very strange, she does strange things, and she just feels like there's something sinister about her daughter. Whereas when she has her second child, a son, she ends up having this like really deep connection with him. And the inside basically just says that The Push is a rare and extraordinary gift to readers. An utterly immersive novel that will challenge everything you think you know about motherhood, about what we owe our children, about what really happens behind the closed doors of even the most perfect looking families, and about what it feels like when women are not believed. I am very, very intrigued by this book. I've seen it all over the internet, and I just have a feeling it's going to be an excellent, excellent read, something that may become a classic one day. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. The next 3 books are still adult, but they are now romance, and I'm really excited about this first one. Once again, it is one of the 12 books recommended by 12 friends. This one was recommended by my friend Sarah, once again another booktuber, and that is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. When I saw this at my work, I, no lie, screamed a little bit because I have not seen it since working there in the last like 3 months. So when I saw it, knew I had to pick it up, and the best part was it was the last one, and it is slightly damaged, so I got a discount. But I'm not really the type of person who cares too much about that sort of thing, so even if I just take like something to flatten it out, I think it'll be fixed. But yeah, I am so excited to read this one. If you guys are not aware of what this one is about, basically just follows childhood friends who end up falling in love, and I'm a big fan of childhood friends to lovers, so I know there's definitely more to the story than that, but I'm gonna leave it there because otherwise I feel like this video is just gonna be way too long. And the next romance that I picked up is, I guess this is more like a fiction, but I consider it more of like a romance, I don't know, is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I don't know why it took me so long to pick up this book, honestly. I'm really excited to read it, and I'm also really excited to watch the mini-series that came out because apparently it's excellent. This one has a pretty small synopsis, so I'm just gonna read it to you guys. It says, Connell and Marianne grew up in the same small town, but the similarities end there. At school, Connell is popular and well-liked, while Marianne is a loner. But then the two strike up a conversation. Awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins.
Normal People is the story of mutual fascination, friendship, and love. It takes us from the first conversation to the years beyond in the company of 2 people who try to stay apart but find that they can't.
Very cute. So I'm really excited to read this. I honestly hope that it becomes one of my book club picks. If you are not a part of the Lost in the Plot book club, feel free to join. This is my cute little logo, and we vote on each book every month and then discuss at the end of the month on Discord. So I would love to have you guys there if you are interested. There is a link down below if you would like to join. And the last romance in my adult section is The Love Hypothesis. Yet again, another one of my 12 books recommended by 12 friends, but I have actually just been wanting to read this for so long now. I actually got approved for Ali Hazelwood's next book, Love on the Brain, as like an arc, and I was like, I just don't feel right reading that before reading this. So this cover is absolutely adorable. So this book is about a PhD student named Olive Smith, and she doesn't really believe in romantic relationships, and I don't really know exactly what happens, but I know that she just like kisses the first guy she sees, and that ends up being a professor at her college or university named Adam Carl's. Basically just like a fake dating trope. They end up fake dating, and she's really surprised that he agrees to it, but it's not like a weird age gap thing where she's like in high school and he's like a teacher. It's definitely like more normal because you can be literally like 30 in your PhD. So basically at the end of the synopsis it says, suddenly their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. Cute, right? I think it's cute. We are on to the last 3 books of this haul, and they are more so in the young adult / teen section. One of them is actually like a 9 to 12 year old book, and please don't judge me, but I really wanted to read it, so I guess I'll just start with that. That is Warriors by Erin Hunter. Yes guys, this is a age 9 to 12 chapter book, I know, and I also know that it is a story about cats as the main characters. I was just really in the mood for something silly and lighthearted, and I know that there are actually some deep like meanings in these books. I obviously work at Indigo, and there's a lot of moms that work there and have actually had their younger children read these, and they said that they have been very impactful and really, really great reads for them. So I know that I'm definitely like higher up in my reading level, but regardless, I just wanted something a little bit easier. There are many series in the Warriors series, if that makes sense, and I'm just gonna read the back for you because it's small, because we love a 9 to 12-year-old book. It says, "Fire alone can save our clan. For generations, 4 clans of cats have shared the forest, but Thunder Clan is in grave danger and Shadow Clan grows stronger every day. In the midst of this turmoil appears a house cat named Rusty, who may turn out to be the bravest warrior of them all." So I know that it's silly, but I think it's gonna be really good. I'm excited. Has good ratings on Goodreads, and I mean, I adore the cute little cat covers. So there's that. The last two, one is a romance and one is a thriller. So first off, I do already own the Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the first book. However, I decided to pick up the second book because I saw it in paperback for like the first time ever at my work. So I was like, I cannot say no to this. So this is in fact the paperback of Good Girl Bad Blood, the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And the story basically continues. The main character in the first book, Pip, is no longer a detective anymore. She released a podcast about the murder mystery that happened in the first book, and as the podcast ended up going viral, Pip was like really convinced that her entire detective days were behind her, but I think we all know that that's not the case because there is another book after this. So in this book, someone that Pip knows goes missing and the police don't do anything about it, so she just feels like it's really up to her to figure out where they went, and I'm pretty sure that's where this story continues from there. So very excited about that. It does say Pip follows a trail of clues, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way, and this time everyone is listening. Will she find her friend Jamie before it's too late? Excited about this. I really love series. I just think that I don't know why I waited so long to pick up series, because they are
the shit.
I did say at the beginning of this video that I wanted to read more books from more like non-white authors, and I also wanted to read books either from authors in the LGBTQ community, or honestly I just wanted to read books that have that essence inside of it, and I have never read a queer romance before. I'm like really disappointed in that because I am bisexual, and I feel like just not reading about it, when I think about it, it confuses me. I decided to pick up this super cute first book in a series. It is called What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. So this is a queer romance with 2 guys. Their names are Arthur and Ben. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, I don't even know too much about what this is about, but I tend to go into books liking it like that. But we basically do follow 2 men, and one of them is going through a breakup with their previous boyfriend, and the other one is coming back from like Broadway in the summer or something like that. And at the end of it, it just says, what does the universe have in store for them? Maybe nothing, after all, they do get separated. Maybe everything, after all, they get reunited. But what if they can't quite nail a first date, or a second date, or a third? What if Arthur tries too hard to make it work and Ben doesn't try hard enough? What if life really isn't like a Broadway show? But what if it is? So I don't know, I just thought it was going to be a really lighthearted, cute read about a queer romance, and I'm probably going to read this soon because it definitely interests me. I think it's really cute, and it's definitely pretty hefty, but the font is quite big. So that is the last book in this haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that this was a long one. I talked about 12 books in this video, but I noticed on my bookshelf behind me that I had quite a few thrillers that I've had for a really long time and I didn't even want to pick up, so I ended up exchanging them for new books, and I could not be happier. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me, or any other content. Honestly, just leave a comment down below if you have any ideas for me, and do not forget to like this video if you want to see more of this awkward bookworm face. Okay, bye.